Hey, what's up? It's your boy Gary Hayward, aka the Corruption Officer, coming at you again with another video about my experience as a 10-year vet Rikers Island Correction Officer. Now, just a little bit about my background. I was correction officer in Rikers Island for about 10 years, and then I went to prison for selling drugs and doing a whole bunch of smuggling and stuff that I'm not proud of today, but yet and still, it was my experience and I did it. I'm doing these videos so just in case somebody's curious, they want to know what life is like as a correction officer on Rikers Island. If you're going to the academy and you're on your way to being a correction officer, if your wife, if your husband, if your cousin, your daughter is a correction officer, this will give you a little insight. These little videos will give you a little insight of what they might witness, not particularly participated in, but I trust and believe. I believe if a correction officer, a new rookie correction officer, has been on the job a year, they don't witness some stuff. They don't already saw some stuff. What I'm about, with the videos that I'm making, and what I'm telling you about. I'm not saying they endured, not saying they participated, but I know they saw it. With that being said, my name is Gary Hayward. My book is Corruption Officer. It's available on Amazon. It's like an autobiography of my life as a Rikers Island correction officer and the things I did, the things I endured, and why, and what led me to going to jail and being an inmate myself. That's why this outfit is here, from inmate side and the law enforcement side. So my videos are from my point of view, from being on both sides of the fence. With that being said, one of the things that's a hot topic on Rikers Island is, love and the relationships that go on Rikers Island. I'm not saying everybody get on the island and they get into these relationships and stuff like that. It's just my opinion, and this video is my opinion only. It happens a lot, more times than others, because you got to realize, listen, becoming a correction officer, I can't count somebody else's pockets, and I don't know why people made the decision to become a CO, but to be honest, it's a good job financially. It's a good job, but you got to have a certain mental. Everybody's not built to be a correction officer. That's number one. But if you coming from any kind of hood projects, whatever, because I came from Polar Ground projects, and a lot of correction officers come from these kind of environments. You can deal with, my personal opinion, you could deal with, and you can be a correction officer, but you still got to be mentally strong and physically in some aspects. Now, you got to realize, I can speak for myself. I was a security guard when I applied to be a correction officer. I was a Marine first. I'm a decorated war veteran. Hoorah to my fellow Marines. Simplify. And then, when you come out the military, one of the number one jobs that you would get picked up for is being a law enforcement person. Now, people come from all walks of life. And it's a joke sometimes, these females, because females can be nasty, when they see a female when coming to the job, this is just my opinion, when they see a female coming to the job that may look halfway decent, you know what I'm saying? You hear comments like, oh, she's going to be all right when the money catches up with them, indicating that they wasn't getting money. Maybe you was working at McDonald's. Maybe you was a cashier. Maybe you was a whatever occupation you were in. They would assume that is paying you less than what you're going to be making now, because corrections make a pretty good, decent money. You do some overtime, this and that. If you go in there and you realize why you went there to better your life. You went there possibly for your kids, move them out whatever neighborhood you're living in, get yourself a home, put them through college. Everybody has their own reason for becoming a correction officer. That was one of my reasons, and a lot of other COs too that I know that was the purpose, and they did do it, and they did accomplish it. A lot of COs worked and made money and opened up their own business. They went to school, they got degrees, so the job does a lot, and it pays well. A lot of times you got to do overtime, and overtime sometimes is crazy, and you will make six figures as a Rikers Island correction officer. If you ask me, I recommend it for people. You ain't got no felonies, which is hard to accomplish nowadays. It's a good job to have if you go in there mentally strong, and you don't go in there with, I'm locked in here with these guys. I'm locked in because guess what? If you work in McDonald's, if you work in a hospital, if you swipe in, punch in the clock or whatever on a 9-to-5 job, you have to be there because you got to make your money to pay your bills. If you feel like, listen, this ain't for me, You quit McDonald's, you quit the medical assistant, you whatever job you decide you want to quit, you can quit. Same thing with being a CO. If you're inside on the job working and you figure this is enough, I can't take it, I don't want to be on this job, you can walk right to the front, tell them, listen, I'm leaving, blah, blah, blah. They're going to open the door for you, this and that. You give them your shield, your badge, whatever it is you want to do, and you walk right out there. You're not a prisoner. You're not a prisoner. So some people need to get that out their psyche that you're doing time with them. I never felt like I was doing time with inmate because I know I was in here getting paid like some, a high priced babysitter to watch and make sure, care, custody, and control, and make sure the inmates is all right. You need to look at the correction officers parking lot. A lot of times they got Benzes, they got trucks, they got the latest vehicles and stuff because they making it the most of the job. I'm not saying that's the only reason, but a lot of CEOs are buying homes. A lot of CEOs are taking care of their family and doing what they're supposed to do because they know it's a job. I'm not doing time with these people. And I'm going to tell you something else. If you live in the projects, you are around gang members, killers, drug dealers, and all kind of sexual predators. I mean, I'm not trying to downplay the project, but the truth is the truth. If you're doing that, if you could deal with that, then you can deal with being inside the jail with these guys. Because I'm telling you, the gangsters that's out in the street ain't the gangsters that's inside prison. The murder out there in the street, killing all of them out there in the street, yeah, that's they rep out in the street. Inside the jail, a lot of them are not that. Some of them are, a lot of them are not. You know what I'm saying? So now, like I was saying, I was getting back to the love on Rikers Island. You got to realize, to a lot of people, it's a step up in employment. It's a step up in making money, and it's a whole new life. Rikers Island is its own world. First of all, it's only one way on, one way off. That's number one, right? So if you're married, got a spouse or whatever the case may be, they're not just walking up to your job, running up on you, accusing you of messing with somebody. It's not going to happen. A lot of things that contribute to relationships on Rikers Island is a high divorce rate. There's a lot of divorce going on because some people come on a job and they don't have their spouse is not a CO. And sometimes, some spouses, not all, I can't speak for everybody, don't understand when you got a shift that you got to be in 3 o'clock in the morning. And you on this wheel, because when you first get on, you on a wheel. You work 7 to 3, 3 to 11, 11 to 7. So every week your time rotates. You're home here. You can't be here for the birthday party. You can't be here for the anniversary. And God forbid you in there and they lock down the jail, and then you got to stay there. When you had plans, or your relief is not coming in, and it's called getting stuck. That means, listen, bro, you got to be there. We got to have somebody man that post. Your relief is not coming in, so you have to stay. They don't care about no birthday parties. They don't care about no anniversary. They don't care about none of your plans. Now, that's one of the pitfalls of being a CEO. How often that happens is, sometimes it can happen a lot. And then sometimes it won't happen to you for like 6 months. You know what I'm saying? But when there's lack of employment and stuff like that, officers, you're going to get stuck a lot. When I was a rookie, I got stuck because I was a rookie. I had to get stuck a lot, taking posts, doing doubles and stuff. But I was thirsty. I was ready to make the money. So it wasn't no biggie to me because I came in there with the intentions to make the money. Now, what I'm trying to say, like, with it being a whole new world and everything, check it. I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, you like me, you come from being a security guard, right? You're making $9, $10, $11, $12 an hour. Boom. So now you jump up to 20-something dollars at the time, 20-something, 30-something dollars an hour. Now, you walk in there and you're new, you're learning the job, but you also learning the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I saw females with Benz and stuff like that, and nice cars and all kind of stuff. I seen them, witnessed them coming to work with mink coats and dressed up and all that kind of stuff. And, that's what they chose to do with their money. And in my eyes, it was a step up from the way I was living, and a lot of other people who came in with me was living. So now here it is, you go and meet your co-workers. They don't get to talking. You know what I'm saying? And I'm letting you know, correction officers party Monday through Monday. Because of the wheel, because they days off ain't traditional. You're not going to have Saturday and Sunday off every week unless you're a vet and you got a position where you're working Monday through Friday. And that takes time. You're not just walking in, getting that position, unless sometimes somebody favors you, somebody's feeling you. You may or may not accomplish that position and get that tour. And, you know, sometimes it's unspoken. Let me tell you a few things that's the telltale way to show that people are in relationships on Rikers Island. Number one, you're a beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? You come in, I'm telling you, male COs, when I was there, they'll place bets. They'll place bets on who is going to smash you first. They're going to place bets on who's going to get you first and this and that, and then they're all going to start coming at you and stuff like that. Number one, they're going to call your post. They're going to look on the schedule. They're going to get your name. They're going to call your post. Start calling your post, checking up on you. Hey, this is Officer Hayward. Hey, I just, blah, 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 blah. You okay? If you need anything, give me a call. I'm on this post. This is my number. And that's how it starts, right? And then sometimes you can tell when people start bringing in food from the outside and you see them bringing in food for a particular officer. Eyebrows get raised up because we already know. We already know how it is. We already know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So those are some of the things that happen. Now, when I say the lifestyle change, the money change, your availability change, I'm talking about as far as your life outside of Rikers Island. As a man or a woman, I'm gonna keep it a buck. You know your man. You know your woman. You know when they moving funny. You know what I'm saying? You know when they change, and it's not just job change. It's not just, oh, I'm working. No, you know all of a sudden they going out to these parties. All of a sudden they hanging out with their newfound co-workers. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying nothing is wrong with that, but I'm just saying a lot of times it leads to that. If they wasn't going out before, they're going out now. If they were in a job where they wasn't making a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? And now they getting paper, now they dressing better, now they looking better. And everybody on the job is looking like that. They got new girlfriends, they got new people, and they got new men like hitting on them. Like, men are men. Whether I'm in a uniform, whether we in a uniform or not, a lot of us still ain't ish. A lot of us up to no good. And we're going to talk to you just like you in the street. What's up, man? What's good? Blah, blah, blah. Let me buy you this. Let me take care of this because I'm making the money. And if you're a rookie, sometime female, your pay, you're not at top pay yet. You know what I'm saying? But you're making more than you did before. So you're seeing different things. One time, it was on a Monday when I was a rookie. You know what I'm saying? I got cool with a senior officer. They was like, yo, we all going to Johnny's house after work on Long Island. And when I went to work, when I went to the party, or it wasn't even a party. It was just a bunch of CEOs that go over somebody's house and hang out, and it turns into a party. They all got money. Drinks is forever. Food is forever. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different mental. It's a different lifestyle. You're seeing all this brand new stuff. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Rikers Island could be like Club Med. You can come to Rikers Island. You can drink. Get your drink on. You can have your work wife. Yes, that's what I said. Your work wife. You talk to somebody. Y'all done hooked up. You're married. She's married. But in jail, everybody there in jail knows that you and her together. Christmas party come. You come with your wife. She come with her husband. That's Officer Peterson. I'm Officer Jenkins. Nobody says nothing. Everybody keeps their mouth shut. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what happens when you're in there and you're working with somebody. You could be working with somebody. You could start working with them and they don't look good. And he's whack and she's whack and you ain't feeling them or none of that. Work with them for a while, right? You're going to get to know them. You know what I'm saying? Sooner or later, it could be an altercation that happened because as a man, we ain't gonna let no female get disrespected. We gonna protect her. And some females may not be getting that from home. You know what I'm saying? And that builds a bond in relationship and it breaks down that wall of, listen, because some females come in there, I got a ring on my finger, my man's this, my man's that, I ain't never gonna be, I'm not messing with none of you cats in there, blah, blah, blah. And the male officer sit back like this, because they heard that before. We heard it, we saw it. It's all right, do you boo-boo? There's a whole bunch of women in here, this, that. Sooner or later, their mentality is you're gonna fall in line and it's gonna go down. I'm just telling you. Once again, everybody didn't do it, but it happened a lot. You know what I'm saying? Another contributor to relationships is the high divorce. You know what I'm saying? I come in, my wife getting the divorce because I'm never there. You know what I'm saying? She can't call the jail and check on me. Call the jail, 9 times out of 10, I'm smashing the girl that works in the control room that's answering the phone and they're saying, oh, he can't be reached, he's on post, he's in the middle of this and that, blah, blah, blah. You know, very rarely they'll transfer to your post to talk to you because technically speaking, cell phones aren't allowed in jail where you could just answer your phone and call your phone. So these are some of the ways that you can get away with not answering your phone and not being available. You know what I'm saying? So sex does go on crazy sometimes inside the jail. The midnight tour. I'm just going to put it out there. The midnight tour. When you're working at night, the captain comes around maybe once or twice to check to make sure everything's all right. And after that, then it's you and your partner doing whatever you want to do. The inmates are locked in. You're doing whatever you're doing. Yes, I've smashed females at night on Rikers Island when I was working. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take it a step further. I had a post one time, right? And it was like I was the cafeteria officer, so I had to be there like 5 in the morning or something like that, 5 to 1 or something like that. You know, I was relieving the regular guy was on vacation. So part of the duties is you had the female jail, Rose M. Singer. And at the time, I don't know if they wasn't cooking. They didn't have a facility to cook the food. So the food was cooked in my jail and transported to their jail, which you had to escort a male inmate pushing the food cart, and a female inmate would come and bring the cart that they had before where you had to get the dishes washed and it wasn't being used. So the food came to them. They brought us the old cart. We gave them the new food. And that went on breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So it happens that if you have caretaker, if you have inmates that are regulars and trusted like that, you know, the officers stand at the end of the corridor and you stand in the corridor, you let them go down, you watch them go and push it and exchange, do the exchange and get the food. This particular time, I had the inmate couldn't make it, so I pushed the cart myself. It was nothing but pushing the cart, exchanging carts, so it was nothing to me. So as I'm pushing the cart, I see female inmate bringing the cart toward me. And I looked at her and I recognized her. I recognized her from the street. And we got to talking, and the officer on the other end must have trusted her because the officer wasn't watching her and stuff like that. And at this time, there was no cameras in that corridor. And I knew her from the street, and we got to talking and all that kind of stuff. And at the time, I've been drinking because drinking was, with me, I can't speak for all correction officers. I was going through a lot. And drinking was like to ease my pain, and I could come to Rikers Island and I would either have my drink or there was a correction officer there that had some drink in their locker. And a lot of times, a lot of us drink. Like I said, I can only speak for myself, right? So this particular female, I knew her, from the street, and she got to tell me how she got locked up and this and that, blah, blah, blah. She'd been in a while, this and that, and she asked me, what's up? So I asked her, what's up? And we looked around and I positioned one cart here, and she acted like she was getting some dishes or something like that, and she gave me the little toppy. It wasn't like we was sexing and all that, but she gave me some head right there in the corridor and stuff like that where nobody could see and stuff like that, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't like I was relaxed doing it because I'm looking around doing crazy, but I knew her from the street. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, yeah, I can't say what happens in Rose M. Singer because I never worked there. You know what I'm saying? But you hear things and you hear about officers, smashing inmates. I mean, come on. This ain't the first time you heard that happen. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that go on, or I did or experienced when I was working there. Another thing is your spouse. I recommend that if you have a spouse outside of Rikers Island, stay with them. try your best to make sure that relationship works. Because a lot of relationships, I'm not going to say all, a lot of relationships that you get into on Rikers Island, I'm not going to say they ain't going to work, but when they don't work, it's crazy. Because now you're there, you got to work with them and all that. Well, I've seen situations like as a rookie, you got people who've been working together and been there for like 10, 15 years. They done dated this officer, had a baby by this officer, right? Whole baby, left that officer. 2, 3 years later, they dating this officer. And they get together with this officer. But they all still work in the same building. Ain't nobody leaving. Ain't nobody getting transferred. No, nothing. I seen a situation where best friends, officers that came in together, thick as thieves. One officer got married to an officer. They all working in the same jail. I don't know how it went down. The best friend had a baby by this one's husband. Still in the same jail. Still working together. Still got to see each other. You know what I'm saying? The whole jail now, the whole jail knows. I done seen fights at what they call roll call in the morning from dudes over chicks. She married, he married, but in here, he messing with her, why you messing with him? And it's just like the streets sometimes. And they get it in, and they get fights, and they have fights and everything that goes on. So it's just crazy. Like I said, if you can't find love on Rikers Island, something is really wrong with you because it's right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not condoning it. I'm not nobody's keeper. I'm just letting you know it goes down. Like I said, you know your spouse. You know your spouse when they got this brand new job. You know when they start acting funny, when they start moving funny. You know what I'm saying? If you are not a CEO and you're making less, you know when they start looking at you and y'all getting into them financial arguments and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So this your boy, Gary Haywood. Make sure you like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting better at these videos, getting better at expressing myself. Y'all come walk with me, all right? It's your boy, Gary Haywood, Corruption Officer. Stay tuned for my next video.